right, guys, due to popular, maybe not demand, but at least response, due to popular response, Sean and I are back here with what may become a weekly Game of Thrones segment.
It might be, at least while it's running.
Yeah, because there were people that just commenting on the Facebook, and there was a lively debate going.
Right.
And it was a great response. So we're here to talk some Game of Thrones. We're going to get into the episode first of all. It's called The Door, right?
Yeah, it was called The Door. And I was really, like, I didn't understand that, like, obviously things like Oathbreaker and the Book of the Strange, you know where those titles are coming from if you know, if you know what's coming in the story or have a guesstimate. But The Door, I had no clue what that referred to.
Yeah, there's a ton of different metaphors that can be, symbolism that can be.
Sure.
And then it just turned out that it was an old goddamn door that
correct. That somebody had to hold.
Hodor died defending.
Yep.
This, it's got a big reaction from a lot of people I know. I didn't feel much. I wasn't that invested in Hodor as a character.
Really?
I think the fact that the dude that plays him is an international EDM DJ is really neat.
Yeah.
I like the way that he did that character. The character in the books is fine, but I was never that attached to him.
I think people are attached to Hodor because number one, he's Bran's protector, and so you root for Bran.
Yeah.
And then of course
by extension
Hodor, and then of course because of how pure and simple he is in a world that is not.
Yeah. Yeah. He just represents something that just almost can't belong.
Right. And the fact that he made it 6 seasons, I mean, bravo.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he made it longer than several Starks.
Yeah, correct.
Almost every wolf.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, they killed Summer in that episode. But
Summer and Hodor in the same one fell swoop. That's terrible.
The nerd thing to talk about is that apparently Bran can affect the past.
Yeah, so he can affect the past, and also while in the past can warg. Because he was warging into Hodor at the time.
He did. He drug him out.
Yeah. So that's huge, and the fact that that he is now the new three-eyed raven, and he's not ready for that at all. Clearly shown by the fact that he got them into that mess.
Yeah.
When he went into his vision without any supervision on his own, and then the Night's King
marked him. Man, what a series of this happens because it's magic things. And I love this show, but it does deserve to be nitpicked now and then.
Sure.
He grabs you in this weird dream, and then all of a sudden that mark means that he can get here now.
Right, that was like he punched his ticket in. Like I didn't really understand why that was a thing. He was created there, right? Like the Night's King was created at that tree.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. So we know that the three-eyed raven can't come south of the wall because there's magic in the wall, capital W, the wall that the Night's Watch defends.
Correct.
That keeps those things out.
Yep.
And so they're right on the border to that. That's apparently where the Night's King was created. The wall did not stand. We should point that out. The wall did not stand when the Night's King was created. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, presumably this was thousands of years ago.
Well, the Night's King in the books is a commander of the Night's Watch.
Right.
I don't think that this Night's King and the book Night's King are the same person at this point.
Okay, you don't think they're the same person?
No,
okay.
There's different things happen, and I'd even be willing to go get into this if you guys want to comment it on Facebook. There's just too many differences between Bran's experiences with the Night's Watch, the White Walkers, and Bloodraven.
Okay.
Is that guy's name? That's that guy's name, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Too many differences for me to think that
so many names.
That all of these things are parallel.
Okay.
I think this is one of the times where Weiss and Benioff, the showrunners and the ultimate stewards of this story, have zigged when Martin's going to zag.
Okay.
Or at least they've altered course in a way that Martin would choose not to.
Gotcha. So there were theories, and then there were not theories about Benjen Stark possibly being one of the knights. I don't know. From one
of the walkers.
One of the walkers. Yeah.
Yeah. We still haven't. Benjen Stark has been this kind of specter over the books.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen him. There's a character in the books who appears to be kind of like the three-eyed raven in that he is definitely protected from the ravages of time, but he also can't cross the wall, but he's also not a walker.
Okay.
And fans seem to think there's one camp that is pretty sure he's Ben Stark, and then there's another camp that seems to be a little bit more well-read than that camp, saying that he's not. So I don't really know. I don't know where I fall. I've read both theories. I've read a lot of Game of Thrones theories. So yeah, it's still possible. I wouldn't be surprised at all, even especially with the way that Weiss and Benioff put so much faith in the audience being able to deal with characters coming back after one or two mentions. You know, Bran skipped a whole season.
Right. We're probably getting the Hound back this season.
Yeah, we're probably getting the Hound back. We didn't see Grey Worm. We thought he was dead for an entire offseason, and then he's just back, you know. So they put a lot of faith in the audience being able to be like, oh, catch me up really quick with 3 sentences, and now here we are. Looks like we're going to see Sam next episode. I'm really excited about Sam. Haven't seen him in a week.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see where. Well, you know, and I just read a future description of an episode, like episode 6 or 7, whatever it is, that we're going to finally see Sam's family.
The next on looked like they were going to be eating in they have a cool keep name. I forget what it's called now. It's not Hard Home, because that was the episode last time. But it's something like that. It's some cool hearthy, shirey, like shout out to Tolkien and the English countryside sounding name.
Okay.
We'll maybe put it in the comments, because it is a fun little Game of Thrones thing. So besides that, we had
well, before we move on, speaking of the showrunners, they after the episode aired, they do like a little Q&A with the showrunners about what had just happened on that episode. And they mentioned that when George R.R. Martin sat down with them to kind of go over the course of the show and how it's going to end and things that need to happen in the show, the Hodor, hold the door, was very specific and in the books.
Which I did not know until Sean just told me.
Right. And I think on Reddit a couple years ago in 2014, someone had posted actually that he ran into George R.R. Martin and he's an elevator operator or something like that.
Okay.
He said that doing what I do, I know why Hodor says Hodor. And he said it's for hold the door. And George just looked at him and said, you have no idea how close to the truth that you are.
Which is, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That a Redditor back in 2014. Although, also the subject of many memes about George Martin, that Redditors have figured out most of the so-called twists in his story, and that he's a bit bitter about it.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah, he's even said that people have figured out the ending of his story. Like,
he won't tell you which ones, but that someone has at least come pretty close to the mark on how that story is going to end.
Yep.
But back to the story that we're still watching unfold.
Correct.
We got to see Sansa and Jon kind of move a little bit, which Jon hasn't moved since Hardhome.
Yeah, he's just kind of been
dead.
Dead. Yeah. Correct.
But that's like 4 episodes for a martial character, for someone that we've seen going out rescuing wildlings, fighting others. For him to be static is a big deal, and it does kill some of the momentum of the show. It's nice that some of the other characters seem to be rotating around him.
All the main players now are on the move.
Yes.
So Dany's coming back to Marine. Jon's going home eventually. He might go off and do other things first, but he's eventually getting back to Winterfell, and he's going to take on the Boltons. I think that's just a result of he was dead, and now he's kind of defeated, and now it took some time for him to get going again.
Yeah. And he's rallying. I'm really excited for the montage that we're gonna get, the kind of getting the gang back together.
Yeah.
Where we're just gonna play. Hopefully, now the showrunners and the directors are probably less gauche than this. They're a little bit more subtle. But I'd love to see, like there's this campy music playing, and it's Jon Snow biting off a big turkey leg and telling an anecdote, and they all laugh, and then you see him shaking hands and like pregnant nodding at it's full of weight and heft, and the birth of a war that will light the North on fire.
It's very hearty.
And going through all these small keeps and lords and building up a coalition coalition of the willing, as it were.
Yeah, it sounds like it was like when they were first kind of piecing it together, that was going to be like this ragtag group that was going to like have to infiltrate Winterfell.
Yeah.
But now
they look like they have an army.
Yeah.
Plus, Lord Davos was right. Sansa's uncle, Brynden Tully, Brynden the Blackfish,
Yep.
was reckoned one of the best fighters of his age, on par with maybe not Jaime Lannister, but right up there, and also a very skilled general. So if it's true that he has retaken Riverrun and that there is even a small force of Riverlanders that could help out the Northerners, it could tip the balances, and I'm really excited to see it. That guy's a fun character in the books, and it'd be really cool to see him on screen. He's called the Blackfish because he refused to marry when his brother, Caitlyn's father, put him into a political alliance, and he famously, what did he do? He threw down his gauntlet, I think, on the drawbridge of Riverrun, and his brother called him the black sheep of the family. Okay. And then he said, I'm a Tully, I might as well be a blackfish, and he adopted the leaping trout of Tully painted black.
Awesome.
As his sigil.
Sigil?
It's sigil. I found that out.
Sigil?
Yeah. I've been mispronouncing it for years.
Yeah, I've always called it sigil.
You read a word in a book, and then it's just that forever, and then you hear some English guy pronounce it, and I'm like, oh, I know what that word is now. That's okay.
Well, I've been wrong my whole life.
Everything I know is a lie.
Yeah. Great. So yeah, I think that's going to be a great payoff. But I am a little weirded out by the fact that Jon is now like, okay, forget the walkers. I'm going to go take back my home. When he's always been, who cares about that?
Yeah.
We need to be worried about the main threat.
But he did say in the episode, we have walkers in the north and Boltons in the south, and I think that the argument is that we can turn human enemies into human allies. Okay. We'll never reach that. If we're going to go treat with someone or try to defeat someone in order to marry their strength to ours, it has to be the men south of us. Right, it can't be the zombies north of us.
Right, yeah. That's who we're defeating. That's who we're trying to... Okay, I get that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for clarifying.
We're in agreement. Okay, that's great. I can't get the image of the turkey leg and the laughing out of my mind.
You really want the Ocean's 11 get the gang together, like montage.
Montages, I think, are underutilized in this show. I think the last montage we saw was when Joffrey had all the Robert's bastards killed, which was not the same kind of montage. The same kind of montage. Oh no, we had a Sons of the Harpy murdering a bunch of people montage last season.
We sure
That's
did.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mostly the montages are murder sprees, which it would be nice to see like a more lighthearted one.
Yeah, I feel like this is the season to do it. It's been more lighthearted, overall.
Yeah, it's definitely had its own cadence, separate of the last few seasons at least.
Which have been so gloomy.
A happiness that hasn't been here since our friend the Red Viper left, I don't think.
Oh God, yeah.
We miss him every day.
Every day. What a man. So, the other parts of the episode, the Iron Islands.
Yeah.
So we finally saw.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
I was really pumped we got to see the baptism that happens in the Iron Islands,
and now their motto like totally makes sense.
Oh, what is dead can never die.
What is dead can never die.
Yeah, it was really meticulously, almost over-described the first time it happened in the books, but it was still really neat that there's this religion around this kind of Norse-ish, hopeless, drowned god, and that in order to really be anointed as one of his servants, you had to literally drown and then come back.
That's cool. What if you don't?
The chapter in the book is told from the point of view of a priest, and he talks about him losing the least amount of acolytes as compared to his, and that's why he's kind of first among equals in the priesthood. Okay. That particular character. So yeah, there is some attrition in the Iron Islands, but they're supposed to be. They're ironborn. They're hard. You know.
Yeah. That's why a woman can't lead them.
But that was not drowning your king and then letting him come back to life while you stare at him. Somehow not the weirdest thing that happened on the Iron Islands.
Correct.
So they have this king's moot. Yara Greyjoy, the daughter of Balon Greyjoy, puts forth her
bid.
Her bid, her bid. That's a good word for that. backed by the half man, Theon
eunuch?
Greyjoy. The gelded Theon Greyjoy, and seems to have a decent amount of support. And then is it Euron? Euron comes out of nowhere,
which I knew was coming.
Yeah. I kept wondering where he was.
Right. Yeah.
And advances his claim. Not the most rousing of speeches. Maybe just the Ironborn have never seen glory or anything. Like
apparently, like they don't leave home ever.
Miracle on Ice. They're just because that speech, while fine, was not. It wasn't the defense of the Black Gate by Aragorn or anything.
No, not at all. Yeah, it was more like I'm better than you because I've been places, so you should vote for me.
Yeah, I'm good at boating.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Which is it's a big thing, admittedly, for them.
Yeah, no, they do like their boats.
Yeah.
And then he gets this overwhelming support. He has a good plan. I'll give him that. Let's go get the Dragon Queen with the biggest fleet we've ever seen.
Right.
And then come back, which is essentially how Aegon the Conqueror conquered Westeros, the first Targaryen conquered Westeros in the first place, is he came over with a bunch of ships and 3 dragons and not very many men. Wait, no, he had 3 dragons, buddy.
When the Targaryens came from Valyria, they had 5 dragons.
Then 2 of them, they conquered Westeros with 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Valyria and the Black Dragon, the biggest one. Okay. The black one's apparently always the biggest one.
I'm going to believe you.
Yeah.
So.
That's a great plan. And apparently the Ironborn just are like, oh yeah, good. Solid one plan, direct democracy here at work.
Yeah.
He immediately gets voted, and then somehow, before he's even done being baptized, Theon and Yara steal the entire Iron Fleet.
The entire fleet. At least their best ships.
Yeah, he said they took all of our best ships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they take the core of the Iron Fleet, I guess.
A ton of it.
No idea where they're going. I hope they're going north.
Oh.
I hope they're going to Jon Snow.
I think they would actually. You know what? Because Theon knows Sansa's there. He knows Jon's there.
Yeah.
So, he might go for help.
It would be really oddly just poetic and prodigal of Theon coming back to save the day.
Yeah.
I don't know that that seems far too good to happen in Game of Thrones. So they'll probably just all burn to death next episode or something.
Yeah, they'll encounter 2 of Dany's dragons and just all die.
Yeah, they just all die in fire and blood.
Yeah.
But how lax is the security, or how these guys are? He has a 90% approval rating when he's being voted on, and then all of a sudden, Theon and Yara have 50 dudes when they're driving out to the fleet, and then they're taking.
I don't know how many ships.
30? Yeah, it seemed like quite a lot of ships.
Yeah, so you've got to have at least 5 to 10 guys on each, at least.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. Probably 5 to 10. So that seems like a lot of dudes.
Right.
And I love how Ride or Die, you're on just fuck it, cut some trees down.
Yeah, we're gonna make some more.
We'll make more. He's just he's like a donut maker that found out that he dropped a tray of donuts. He's like, well, I got dough.
Yeah.
Fry them up.
Yep. Yeah, he was pretty lax about it. But I think he probably understood the fact that we're not catching them. There's no way we can.
Yeah, I guess. It was that guy's good, by the way, though. The guy that plays Euron.
Yeah, because
I'm excited about him.
He's subtle crazy, and that's what Euron is.
Yeah.
He's not. You wouldn't know he's crazy, but he's freaking crazy.
Yeah, and really charismatic.
Yep.
Both the character and the actor are really charismatic. I'm excited. Who thought we'd ever say it? I'm excited to see what happens in the Iron Islands.
Yeah, a week ago, if you would have told me that, I would have been like, no, you're dumb.
Yeah.
I'm so bored with that story.
Yeah, but now all of a sudden it's weird, and I don't know how Game of Thrones keeps doing that, because it made hucking oysters in Bravos seem interesting for a season.
Yeah, and I'm interested in it now more because Euron wants to throw in with Dany.
Yeah, if he was just going to attack Westeros, we've seen that song and dance a lot. But throwing in with Dany is neat, and it'll be neat to see how Theon and Yara either do that first, because they could just beat him there.
Yeah, they might go to Marine.
Or they could do something else. You know, I don't know. It's something to watch for, and we'll definitely go back to that when we produce another one of these videos for you guys out there on the internet. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment.
Subscribe.
And subscribe.
Yep.